SsangYong is the newest brand to re-enter the Philippine market after a long absence. And while people of a certain age will remember their lineup in the early 2000s, such as the Musso and Rexton, the brand has come a long way, proving that Korea's fourth biggest car maker has what it takes to take on the big boys. Autofocus recently went to Korea to dive deep into the world of SsangYong.
Landing at the high-tech and sprawling Incheon Airport, it's immediately obvious that Korea takes pride in the high-tech. From there, the huge expanse of roads is juxtaposed with traditional architecture, an indication that Koreans are extremely proud of their culture while also looking into the future.
The SsangYong Berjaya Motor Philippines invited several Philippine motoring journalists here in Korea so that they would know more about SsangYong here. So the intention is for the journalists to visit the plants, the two plants, the vehicle plant in Pyeongtaek and the engine plant in Changwon.
This is the same feeling we got as we toured SsangYong's Pyeongtaek plant. Measuring a total of 86 hectares, it's home to the brand's cutting-edge assembly lines. Complying with global standards, the plant produces over 250,000 units annually, mainly the Tivoli and Korando. Aside from being home to SsangYong's assembly, the Pyeongtaek plant serves as the brand's design center. With eyes focused on becoming the most innovative and respected Korean automotive company, SsangYong understands that a strong development philosophy is paramount to achieving this goal. And they are doing so with a robust specialty, premium, or RSP philosophy. Understanding that the company doesn't have the same economies of scale as its other competitors, SsangYong has committed itself to a specialized line of products. Again, leveraging their history, they've focused on rugged body-on-frame SUVs and high-riding crossovers. Hand in hand with their specialist in nature, SsangYong is now pushing for a more premium feel. SsangYong is embracing its Korean heritage instead of simply looking to the West for design. This is found in the company's nature-born three-motion language. This three-pronged design language first debuted on the Tivoli and will be found in all SsangYong models moving forward. Using Korea as their main source of inspiration, they have identified three key words: dignified, dynamic, and rhythmical. We were even given the chance to shake down the different SsangYong models on the company's test track before calling it a day.
I invited the journalists so that I could show them the capability of the parent company as far as providing these exciting vehicles. And they saw that the vehicles here, although we're not number one here, we're one of the largest vehicle assembler here, but they are exclusively a SUV maker. And the conversation with the top executives in the vehicle plant and the engine plant gave our friends from the media information that would help them understand more about SsangYong.
The following morning, it's time to hit the road and travel to Korea's second biggest city, the coastal city of Busan, home to SsangYong's engine assembly plant. Traveling at speeds up to 120 kilometers per hour, the 5-hour drive from Seoul to Busan is effortless, comfortable, and shows the capability of the different SsangYong models. Whether it's the Tivoli, Tivoli XLV, Rodius, or Korando, it traveled with steadfast pace. The group even stopped over at a Korean folk village to take breathtaking photos of the cutting-edge vehicles from SsangYong. 40 kilometers from Busan City itself is the SsangYong Changwon engine plant. Sitting atop a 11.7 hectare property, there are actually two plants inside. The first, Plant 1, started operation in 1994 and is responsible for producing the larger diesel and gasoline engine, while Plant 2 came online 11 years later, producing the next generation mid-sized diesel engines. Another line was added in Plant 2 in 2014 to serve the requirements of the Tivoli for both diesel and gasoline applications. Apart from engines, the plant also assembles core driving units of its four-wheel drive system, such as the rear axle.
I am very thankful na nabigyan ako ng chance ng several Philippine journalists to join me in this trip. And I hope na nakakuha sila ng additional information and knowledge about SsangYong and the capability of SsangYong to produce those stylish and very nice vehicles na present ngayon sa Pilipinas.
SsangYong relies on a flexibility assembly line to keep costs as reasonable as possible. In order to achieve good economies of scale, the assembly line must be able to produce a wide array of engines. Currently, 5 different gasoline and 6 different diesel engines are produced there. An interesting note is that the fully automated Plant 2 is highly flexible, allowing 5 different engine configurations to be built there side by side. The same can be said with the Tivoli line, where both diesel and gasoline engines are assembled together. Whether it's in design, engineering, or assembly, it's clear that SsangYong has got what it takes to finally stand up on its own as a force to be reckoned with in the automotive industry.
Please visit the showrooms. We have 2 showrooms in the Philippines, the SsangYong Quezon Avenue and SsangYong Cebu. Para makita niyo yung mga vehicles na sinasabi ko, you can test drive those vehicles and see for yourself. Although this is new, but we should be different. So the tagline nga namin is drive different.
SsangYong is certainly open about their desire to become South Korea's Land Rover. That may seem like a tall order for now, but clearly things are headed in the right direction. The company, its designers, engineers, and even assembly workers have all put their heart and soul into the brand. And that's something we see in every SsangYong vehicle that arrives in Philippine showrooms.